Welcome to Law Reader Channel, Episode 1.2. For this episode, I will read from Article 314 to Article 333. Article 314. Air Pollutant Emission Permit. The emission of air pollutants from immobile sources shall have an air pollutant emission permit from the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources. Article 315. Control of immobile source air pollution. The ministry responsible for environment and natural resources shall control air pollutant emissions from immobile sources. Article 316. Owner and operator liabilities for air pollutant emission. The immobile source owners or operators shall install and operate treatment facilities and control facilities for air pollutant emission into atmospheric air at the emission points. Article 317. Measures and notifications on air pollution cases. If the treatment facility and control facility for air pollutant emission do not work or cause air pollution, the immobile source owners or operators shall take immediate action to prevent air pollution and urgently notify the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources. Article 318. Storage and provision of air pollutant emission monitoring data. Immobile source owners or operators shall store air pollutant emission monitoring data and provide the data to the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources. Article 319. Requirement of environmental pollution payment. 1. Persons emitting air pollutants from immobile sources, which increases atmospheric air pollutant load, shall be required to pay for environmental pollution. 2. The types of immobile sources required to pay for environmental pollution and the environmental pollution payment rate stated in paragraph 1 above shall be determined in an interministerial process of the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources and the ministry or institution responsible for economy and finance. Chapter 5. Control of indoor air quality. Article 320. Ministry or institution responsible for indoor air quality control. The ministry responsible for environment and natural resources shall A. Define indoor air quality management requirements and standards. B. Control indoor air quality. Article 321. Requirement for construction project approval. For all types of building construction project proposal approval, the competent ministries or institutions shall A. Include requirements related to indoor air quality to ensure the health safety of accommodation or long-term employment in the building. B. Require the building owners or operators to install facilities that ensure standard indoor air quality. Article 322. Indoor Air Quality Certificate. 1. Building owners or operators shall have an indoor air quality certificate from the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources. 2. The types of building location and procedure for applying for an indoor air quality certificate shall be determined in the legal instruments in compliance with the provisions of this code. Chapter 6. Control of ambient air quality. Article 323. Ambient air quality monitoring. 1. The ministry responsible for environment and natural resources shall monitor ambient air quality and ambient air quality in areas vulnerable to air pollution and surrounding sources or sites with potential air pollution to evaluate ambient air quality conditions. 2. The ministry responsible for environment and natural resources shall make publicly available information related to ambient air quality conditions in compliance with the provision of this code. Article 324. Notification of air pollution risk. If there are air pollution risks that may impact public health or the environment, the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources shall inform the public about air pollution conditions, the possibility of danger, and health protection measures. Article 325. Ambient air quality control surrounding immobile sources. Immobile source business owners or operators who have received air pollutant emission permits shall be responsible for monitoring and controlling ambient air pollution surrounding their sites and submitting monitoring reports to the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources. Article 326. Prohibition of activities causing air pollution. The following activities that cause air pollution are strictly prohibited. Aid burning of forest, grassland, rice stubble, agricultural waste, and burning of garbage or solid waste in open space or garbage landfills. B. Burning of all types of waste or inflammatory objects in public spaces, in the street, in public or private buildings, or on private/possessed land causes public health impact, security, and social order. C. Transportation of earth, sand, stone, gravel, or construction materials that cause dust. Emission affects air quality, public health, public traffic, and public order. Chapter 7. Control of air pollution in fossil fuel. Article 327. Institutions controlling air pollutant-generating compounds in fossil fuel. The ministry responsible for environment and natural resources, in collaboration with competent ministries or institutions, shall be responsible for A. Developing chemical compound threshold standards in fossil fuel that leads to severe air pollution. B. Developing procedures to control chemical compounds in fossil fuels that generate air pollutants. Article 328. Authorization for fossil fuel importation. 1. Importation, production, distribution, and use of fossil fuels shall be authorized by the ministries or institutions responsible for petroleum. 2. The procedure to control and issue an importation permit shall be determined by legal instruments in compliance with the ministry or institution responsible for petroleum. Chapter 8. Transboundary air pollution. Article 329. Transboundary air pollution. When a notification, reports, or research findings on transboundary air pollution that causes harm to the environment in the Kingdom of Cambodia is received, the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources shall collaborate with competent ministries or institutions to find means to reduce the impact from transboundary air pollution via bilateral, multilateral, and regional mechanisms. Article 330. Transboundary air pollution from domestic origin. In case air pollution from domestic origin may cause transboundary air pollution that affects neighboring countries and the region, the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources, in collaboration with competent ministries or institutions, shall take measures to reduce the impacts to their best ability and shall inform affected countries and regions. Chapter 9. Control of noise and vibration. Article 331. Prohibition of standard exceeding noise or vibration. Activities that generate noise or vibration that exceed the standard provided in Article 169. Noise and vibration standard of this code shall be strictly prohibited. Article 332. Obligation to install noise or vibration-reducing facility. Site owners or operators shall be responsible for installing noise or vibration-reducing facilities in compliance with the provisions of this code or applicable legal instruments. Article 333. Monitoring requirement. Relevant competent ministries or institutions and subnational administration shall incorporate various requirements into the permit for building project proposals or projects that may cause impacts through noise or vibration emissions to ensure that they comply with the noise and vibration emission standards. Thank you for joining our reading, and see you soon in episode 1.25.